Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Duck and Run podcast. We're back. We're back. We're back. I am Duck, and I'm with Run. I don't remember what I said the first
Yeah,
time, so
I mean,
I
it'll
think
change every time. It doesn't really
it will
matter.
change. It will 100% change every single week. Um, so for you, it'll have been a week. For us, I think it's been like a month, like recording these, just because of how it's kind of worked out. But we're hoping to get these out weekly now, so we should be fine. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully. Right, so I think we should just get into it, because why not? No more whining and talking this
Yeah,
time,
and this is
explaining
also
everything.
like half a year length, most likely, as recording this now, but we've not got
Yeah,
much to
100%.
talk about.
No, so we'll get onto it. So for my news section, I've got the Joker press screening was a month earlier than its actual release, and the first impressions weren't actually that good. It scored a 59% on Rotten Tomatoes as at the time that I wrote the note. Um, I found that really strange, to be honest. For it to be a month earlier than the release was weird. And now I know that you said earlier that there has been some leaks coming from it.
Yeah, it's.
I'm not surprised.
I don't. You've not seen it, have you? The leaks.
I have not seen anything. No, I've seen some Twitter accounts alluding to something, um, alluding to an actor, but I won't say more than that.
Yeah. It's definitely an interesting approach with what has happened. Personally, in a weird way, I really want to watch it more now because I want to see how they pull it off. But yeah, I mean, Badu.
Yeah, it's not very. I don't think I was actually in Spain when I saw it. Not Joker 2. That would have been mental. When I saw the news of its press screening, and I just thought at the time that it's weird that it's come out like Agatha. It's just come out like last week. The press the press episodes for them came out like the day of. So I don't really know the strategy for this one. I mean, I can only assume that Warner Brothers thought it was going to be good or going to have a good reception,
I
like the
mean,
first
whereas
one.
Warner Brothers, they just presume everything they make is good and then it releases them, and you get what
They released.
you get the Flash.
Look, yeah. At the end of the day, they released the Flash. So that happened. I'm still flabbergasted that they didn't release Batgirl, but they released the Flash, and like everybody kept saying how good the Flash was. So in my head, I'm like, how bad must the Batgirl have been if they
Yeah,
kept saying how good the Flash was? Like, it must have been genuine, and like maybe it's a good thing where they didn't release it, or maybe it was so bad it was good. Who knows?
or maybe it
We'll
was
never know
so good
because
for Warner Brothers standards that they thought it was bad.
yeah, maybe they kind of thought we can't release this because it's too good.
Wouldn't be
So
surprised.
um I've also got that Marvel will be making their final decision on Armor Wars and Blade in the couple months, and that came from Daniel RPK. Now, I don't know what to think about this. Well, Daniel at the minute, like a lot of people keep saying, don't trust him. Never really been unreliable, but I just find this strange
Yeah,
because
I was
uh,
gonna say like a lot of the things he's always said has sort of been true, and yeah, some things have been debunked, but that's just
mhm,
because things change throughout when he gets the leaks, because he usually gets them
yeah,
very early.
yeah. So there was talk about Blade getting just being able to find a new director. If they do, that will be on the news. We'll talk about it, but right now it is in a bit of a state of limbo. I mean, it was supposed to come out twice, and it hasn't. Like, it was supposed to come out in 2022, then it was supposed to come out in 2023, it just never did. And Armor Wars, we've never really got a release date for. It was obviously supposed to be a show originally, and then it changed into a film. But they never announced that like specifically. I remember at D23, they changed the logo, but they still said it was a show, and then it was Variety or Deadline, I can't remember which one, said it was going to be changed into a film. But then it just died, like silently has died. So I don't really know. I mean, I was never really like fully on, like not on board with, but more I was not excited with, if I'm honest.
It's just such a weird show that I feel Ironheart does the job. I understand Armor Wars is more about the Tony's legacy basically, and how War Machine's going to deal with the Reigns, but I feel like Ironheart's just a good enough point. You don't need that like
Yeah,
story at all.
I think if Ironheart and this would have linked, it would have been better. But as of right now, I've not heard anything about Don Cheadle being in Ironheart at all. That could be wrong. He could be, but I don't know. But I mean, at the minute, Don Cheadle is like, War Machine, like Rhodey. We don't know whether he's him. So like secret invasion spoilers, but skip ahead if you haven't seen it, I suppose. But we know from that show that he was a Skrull.
Yeah, fun. That makes so much sense. Thanks for that, Marvel. I guess. I mean, it ruins so much what they've built up.
It ruined, like, if he was in a hospital gown. So if he was a Skrull from Civil War, it ruins Endgame. But it doesn't ruin it. I think that's a bit too far, but it ruins him and his story for Endgame, in my opinion.
Yeah, like they just completely agree because
And I suppose it ruins Infinity War as well, because it's like Cap goes in and he's like, Thunderbolt Ross is there, like, you signed those accords, and he's like, maybe I did the wrong thing, and then Cap walks in. So it kind of ruins that as well, in my opinion, because that's not him. Like, saying that he's changed his mind, that's a Skrull.
it's also a very, very pointless thing to add because if anything, it just takes away from what has been established. It doesn't add to it. Like, if he did some shady stuff after Endgame, if we had another movie or show with him in, then maybe.
It's not like it never felt planned. So, I mean, we'll talk. Excuse me. I don't know if we'll ever talk about Secret Invasion, but it would be an interesting topic to go over because of how much they ruined it.
Honestly,
just how much they ruined the story, the ruined the potential of it. It could have been so good. I mean, I think the initial plans was to make Captain Marvel 2 Secret Invasion, but that changed.
Yeah, obviously. But I feel like I mean, I thought it was very just going to link at the end, but it just didn't really do anything together.
Oh yeah, you can 100% watch the Marvels and it's unaffected. Like nothing happened. They don't mention anything.
I mean, so far you don't need to watch anything to watch Secret Invasion and vice versa. You definitely.
I mean, no. There's the president thing at the end, which is irrelevant.
Well, yeah, but you can just. I mean, in Brave New World, they're just going to explain it there, like.
But not even that. He's not president in Brave New World.
Oh, he's running.
So it's irrelevant. So the president stuff in this is irrelevant because in Brave New World it's Ross. Ross is going to become. I'm assuming he is anyway. He's running, right? Or is he? I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that he was, but I don't know. I can't remember if
I thought
in the trailer it goes like I'm sure he want
campaign or something, didn't he?
Yeah, or like or
maybe I'll lose the election. But maybe he's already president and he's re-electing, or I don't know. We'll find out. But I'm 99% sure that it won't matter in Brave New World at all, and it won't come up.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. I don't think he'll ever get mentioned until Emilia Clarke's character just appears and just fucking kills everyone because she's overpowered as fuck.
I'm pretty sure they will retcon Secret Invasion. I completely just ignore it, like it never happened. I mean, this is the funny thing. In canon, in the MCU canon, Secret Invasion happened, but Agents of Shield didn't, and we both know which is better.
Yeah, which is quite a tell. Like,
Yeah,
it's not much to compare. I mean,
not really. And one's an ABC show, and the other one isn't.
not to shit on Agents of Shield because it is actually like the first 6 seasons, 5 were actually quite watchable.
There are 6 seasons of it in total, I think.
You never watched the last season though,
I
did
did
you?
in the end. I did. I finished it.
The
I
time
did
travel
finish it.
stuff.
Yeah. So I watched. So season 1 and 2 aren't great. Season 3's fine, but season 4, I would always say get through the first 3 seasons. Like the first one's bad in my opinion. The second season's fine. The third season's pretty good, but the season 4 is my favorite, and I actually do go back and rewatch the entire of season 4 sometimes because I just love it so much. Honestly, I love it.
And I think my favourite season, other than 4, would actually be the last one because I feel like it does tie it off really neatly, and
It does. I agree.
also it explains why they're not part of the main line somehow. Somehow, fucking Fitz is just that smart to know what the mainline universe is and how they've like gone on a tangent.
And there are connections to the MCU. I mean, especially now. There's minor spoilers, but the Darkhold is in it.
Yeah.
The Agents of Shield. So that ties in very, very minimally, especially with the new Agatha stuff that we'll talk about later.
Yeah, yeah.
A little bit off track, but who cares? But going back to Blade, and Armor Wars, I'm like, if it gets cancelled, I think that I'm not gonna miss it.
Yeah, I can do without Armor Wars, really. I mean, go on.
I think if Blade gets cancelled, I'll be crying.
I'll be very upset because it feels like this is like the first Marvel project where it's just completely different to what they've done. Like it would have been. I mean, I'm saying it would have like it's already not happening, but it would have been an R-rated project. I know you can say Deadpool and Wolverine, but realistically, that still feels like a Fox project. Just a good one.
It was a goodbye, I think, to the Fox. And plus, I don't think that was really Kevin. I think Kevin Feige really let Ryan and Hugh like do what they want. We might do an episode on it. I don't know, but they'll. I just feel like they just let Sean Levy and Ryan Reynolds do what they want with the Deadpool 3.
Yeah, we just need more supernatural stuff in Marvel, and Blade was like the best corner of it. I know we've got it with Agatha, but Blade's just a different type of supernatural where it's very interesting. With like, obviously, we've got Werewolf by Night running around. Who knows what's happened to him?
Yeah, maybe we'll get a reference or something in Agatha, but I think if they do the Blade stuff and then go into a Midnight Suns project, I think that'd be very good, very cool. I'd be interested to see that. But I'm kind of glad in 2 days. In 2 ways, I'm kind of glad that this is happening because I do feel like they want to get this right, which is always a good sign. They're not rushing it. I just wish that he doesn't leave the role.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, in a weird way, I'd kind of get it. I mean, it's not the first time the MCU's had one actor for 2 roles, and if Luke Cage is going to be canon, then that will be his second role in the MCU.
Yeah, that's true, and it's a bit like Sentry. His actor was different. He got recast like in mid-production.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I got a final bit of news here.
Right.
This is I'll save the best to last.
Ooh.
Michael Keaton reveals his name is actually Michael Douglas, and he wants to change his professional acting name to Michael Keaton Douglas, because he couldn't pick up Michael Douglas when he started acting, as the SAG doesn't allow members to use the same name. And that was reported by Variety, Deadline, and Hollywood Reporter.
Then go him.
And I just thought, I saw it from 3 different outlets, so I think you should also know it now as well.
Yeah, I mean, thanks for the news.
You're very welcome for that.
I mean,
Um,
this is what the
what
news articles are now saying. This is this is their information now. We've got nothing else to say other than
I just
this.
isn't that so? Yeah, I mean, that's just what a useless piece of information to tell everybody. I mean, shit, I'm good for him, I suppose.
Literally, he could have said this in a Twitter post or an Instagram post, and not one person would have like cared. Like just like, oh, nice, good,
It was
good for him,
I just
cool.
can't believe it was like I opened Twitter and it was there, like all over my feed. I'm like, what? Why does people care about this? But I had to see it, so now we're reporting on it. So deal with it.
Yeah, that's how this podcast works. Fuck you all, apparently.
Yeah, that's all my
That's
news.
our 10 viewers gone. Yeah,
Yeah, that's my news.
that's
That's
your
that's
news.
all I've got.
Okay, obviously your movies, I'm games.
Hmm.
I've got a few bits of gaming news, fun. Helldivers, yeah, I mean it is Helldivers 2. Has recently put out a patch which has buffed nearly every weapon in the game, and people are still angry. Uh, everybody
Oh,
for the last 4 months has been complaining about the weapons and the game being constantly nerfed and nothing feels good anymore. So they've decided, fuck it, I'm going to buff everything for you and for like these people. They've done it, and there's people still complaining that it's just bad, even though they weren't complaining from the beginning that it was bad. So I don't know what's changed for them to make it horrid, but
it
yeah,
just sounds like when games companies when people complain, and then so like a company does well, I'll do this then to help those complaints, and then they go, well, I didn't want that though.
yeah, it is
It
just
just,
basically that.
it just feels like they don't know what they want in a way.
Yeah, and I mean, there's always the thing of like they want new content. A lot of these people, and they're wanting a new faction of enemies to fight, which is fair enough. But it's not that easy. If you have to think the amount of time, yeah, the models might be done, but the amount of time we're going to have to spend on making like new planets as well, because that's a whole new thing we're going to have to do. New planets, new areas, how they work, how they combat against us. It's just
Yeah.
really hard, and it's not going to take 4 or 5 months. It'll take over half a year because it's not the biggest dev team. Yeah, Sony's funding them, but what is Sony? Like, they don't do anything.
Like if Sony's movie division is anything to go by, then to just stay away.
Sony
That's
sees a
what
good
I've got.
movie, pulls the budget from the movie or game, and then gives the budget to a worse version of it. It's like they've spent more money on releasing Morbius 15 times than they did releasing a new movie that would have been good, or putting more budget into another spunk film, which could have made more money. Like, what? I don't understand Sony's way of doing things at all. So yeah, fun.
That is
Uh,
fun.
we've
Just
got
a bunch of people not knowing what they want in a game. That sounds about right.
Yeah, we've got the new Ghost of Tsushima coming out. Well, not soon, but the teaser trailer were announced on PlayStation State of Play.
Mhm.
Wait, last night or the night before?
I don't know.
It was one of the nights.
It was.
Yeah, that looks. I mean, looks pretty good. Plays a woman now, so that's obviously. Ooh,
No,
woke.
no.
You know, gone woke, gone broke.
Oh, yeah. It's not gonna have. It's not gonna do well.
Yep, I mean, you have to realise this takes place around, I think it's 200 or 400 years after the first one. So why can't we play as that
Oh
protagonist? Why can't we play as the
no,
person from the
no,
first one? Because
no.
obviously he's going to be 400 years old, because that makes sense.
Maybe. I feel like as well. We'll not get into it too much, but who cares?
Just play the game. It's not
Who
about who you
cares?
play, it's about the gameplay. Like, the story and everything can be completely fine. But no, woman.
No, woman bad.
So,
Obviously.
yeah, I've got that. Also, I don't know how recent it is. I don't know if it came out today or yesterday, but the new Assassin's Creed game has been delayed until February by Ubisoft. Um, I don't know why. I know they said they're going to give it more polish and work on it a bit more, but
So it's not as
after,
bad.
yeah, but after they had like an investors meeting like last week where like one of the investors were like asked something about the game and they could not answer. It
God,
doesn't look well on Ubisoft at all. Like
no.
it, mm. And I mean, a lot of
So,
people already were hating on the game, but then again, you play as a
I
black
wonder.
person and
I
a white
wonder.
woman, so yeah.
I wonder if the investors meeting went as so. How do you traverse the game then? And they went and then it just cuts to them and they're like, right, we need a way to walk.
I mean, it's Ubisoft. Majority of the games you do teleport just because of how fucking glitchy the game is. Like, it, it's just I don't like Ubisoft that much anymore. But like, it's just so odd. I don't understand why they've sort of just fallen off like quite a bit. And it's nothing about
I
the
don't know.
politics, what people are saying it is. The game quality has just fallen completely, and
Yeah.
it's fun, whatever. I just don't know. Um, yeah, Mortal Kombat DLC came out yesterday. I want to say, oh, probably once
Uh-huh.
again yesterday or the day before. I don't know. There's a lot of game news coming out like this past couple of days, and I
Well,
just
yet again, it's just been state of play, isn't it? So
yeah. I mean, if anybody liked Mortal Kombat 1, it's probably worth getting. I've not got it yet just because it's a £40 DLC, and that's a lot of money to
yeah,
spend for something I may or may not like. I mean, I like the storyline for Mortal Kombat, especially now they've gone to multiverse, which would make so much sense because everything needs to go there now,
absolutely,
apparently. But
absolutely.
I mean, it's a continuation from the main story. What, 6 new characters? Great. I mean, Ghostface is in it. Makes sense. Uh, yeah, that's gaming news worth talking about. There's some indie games what came out, well
hmm
announced, but I
I
don't
would
follow
also
that
like to
much.
say as well that we've gone through another state of play without any news on a Spider-Man 2 DLC.
Yeah, there's I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they cancelled it or at least put it on the back burner for now, especially with the leaks, because obviously there's a few games from there where they've already came out and said like it's subject to change, basically.
Yeah, you know, because like we had, I want to say not last year, well, maybe last year, I don't know, but they were like brand new, you know, in-game updates about like a new building that come out, and then all of a sudden, gone.
Yeah, there was obviously the weird the hand stuff. What happened? Where you could like
Yeah,
see like the hand stuff, and then the another patch broke the game, and you could get into the dev console, which had like the Beetle DLC or whatever the first DLC was going to be. That got leaked through there and through the Insomniac leaks, which sucks still. But
yeah.
I mean, what can
I
you
think
do?
I do actually think that the Insomniac DLCs really really affected the how you know how what Insomniac was going to do and have done since. I mean, we've had no updates on any sort of Carnage update or anything like that.
Yeah, no Wolverine update since either. I mean, we're going to bring out a Venom game apparently. Obviously the online Spider-Man game got leaked, but that was cancelled months before the leak, so I don't know why people still thought it was happening.
Yeah, sorry about that. I thought my microphone just disconnected for like 2 seconds, so that's why
Oh,
um I did that. I don't know if I sound any different.
no, he sound the
Um,
same to me, so I'm presuming it'd be the
yeah,
same to.
sorry about that. I was listening. I was just really trying to get my microphone working. It was like stopped working. But yeah, no, I do think. Yeah, like you said, we were supposed to get a Venom game. That never happened. So, and the Carnage DLC as well. That just all of a sudden it just stopped. So, I don't really. As well as the Wolverine game. I mean, we've not really heard anything about it since the leaks. We've not heard anything about what they're going to do next. They cancelled the Spider-Man, web, the multiplayer game as well. So I don't know.
Who knows? I mean, well, it's just everything seems to be in limbo to like recently with whether it's Spider-Man 2 or fucking Blade or whatever.
Yeah, everything is in limbo at the present, which is not fun. But especially because of us and what we do, like we want to talk about stuff, but everything's just not coming out.
Everything's been said multiple times. I feel like we might have another 15 podcast episodes where the director of Blade's changed. So, I mean, what can you do?
Yeah, but we start this podcast on Blade, and we should have a regular Blade update every single week.
Yeah, could you imagine if we started a podcast earlier? We could have had a regular weekly update of a Flash. Supposed to come out in 2015.
Oh my
Finally
God.
came out in 2020. What, 2, 3?
But yeah, I feel like now we should have a regular Blade. We'll probably forget by next week, but we should have a regular Blade update. And it's just like, no news this week. End of segment.
Yeah, we'll definitely add that in. So that's it for news.
So that is it for the news. So shall we talk about the trailers that we've got this week?
Yeah. Sure. I mean,
So
what are you starting off with?
So firstly, I think we'll start off with Minecraft because it was the first to come out. Where do you want to start with Minecraft?
Can we end it already? I feel like that's enough to talk about. We've mentioned it. Let's move on. We're done.
I feel like last week we had three. Well, not last week, but last time we had three trailers. We were like, you know what? 2 trailers weren't bad, and then we went to Craven, and we was like bad.
Yeah.
And this week, I feel like we're gonna do the same.
We'll start off with bad at least, though.
This time we'll start with bad. So Minecraft.
One thing I'll say about the Minecraft movie trailer, to give it some credit, is it isn't following Minecraft lore. It's following Minecraft dungeons for a lot of its stuff. It's not set in Minecraft. It's set in, its own Minecraft technically.
It's set in the real world, right?
A real world, I guess.
But like, it's set in the real world but they go into Minecraft. That's how I.
Yeah, I believe that's how it's going to work. But it's I've seen a lot of people complaining about how in like a 1.5 second clip of it, the fucking piglins are flying and are in overworld, and people like that can't happen. But
You see that stuff doesn't bother me. I think what bothers the thing that I came out the thing going like disliking the most was I just didn't like the contrast between the real people and the Minecraft world. I didn't like it.
Yeah, I feel like they've tried very hard to make it very Detective Pikachu-like, but I felt like that movie has done it much better.
Just why do it that way? I just do it just animate it. Like you can do the photorealism because I'll be honest, I don't mind the photorealism aspect of the Minecraft stuff. I think when it's just the Minecraft stuff on screen, I think, oh, that looks all right. But when you have Jack Black stood there in front of it, it looks just strange. It doesn't work.
Yeah, a lot of people have tried it with mods and stuff over the years with the PC version Java, and just no. I respect it, and they can make it photorealism through shaders and texture packs and stuff, but when it comes to modding like more than like round objects, cylindrical objects, and stuff like that. It just
Hmm.
doesn't work in the blocky world of it, really.
100%. I mean, just Jumanji it. When you go into the world, you change into the Minecraft like people. That's it.
Yeah, and I mean,
Just do it like that.
think about like the skins they could sell by doing that on Bedrock and
Yeah.
that. Like, you could sell a Jason Momoa skin. What's
You can
in the
you
movie?
can you could even exaggerate like the features, like have Jason Momoa like ripped, have like the child a bit smaller or whatever. Like you could still do that if you wanted to, but like you just do that. I mean, don't do this. Don't do this. No. I mean, I've seen a lot of people like doing the petitions on. Well, we changed the Sonic. This is different. This would, if they did this, they would have to delay the film by 3 years.
Yeah, Sonic is one main character in the film, but you have to realize
Yeah.
Jack Black's a character who will need changing, and Momoa and the kid, and like there might be
you
even
would
more normal human beings in this
yeah
world what
you
needs changing.
they would have to do motion capture for it as well, which they didn't have to do that for Sonic. So this is going to be different. This is completely different, and you wouldn't do that because you've paid Jason Momoa and Jack Black's wage for showing up on screen. You wouldn't have paid that much if they were just doing voice acting and motion capture. You wouldn't do that. Maybe you would. I don't know, but at the end of the day, they're not. This is not the same thing. They're not going to do this. In my humble opinion, they're not going to do this. They're not going to change it. So we're just going to have to learn to deal with it, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, we'll watch it, but I'm
We'll do a
reserving.
video on it. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'm not excited for it.
No, it's not on my. I mean, with a lot of films coming out next year, it's not on my anticipated list. I mean, we might do an episode on that, on the most anticipated films, but it won't be. But spoilers, it won't be on that list.
It'll be on the least anticipated list.
Up there with the next SSU film that's coming out next year, but I don't know what it is. It probably Morbius 2.
Yeah, Morbius 2, Venom 15, and fucking Vulture film.
Yeah, I don't know what's on
El
there.
Muerto. I'm sure that's still happening. It's definitely not been cancelled.
I mean, I think I'm pretty sure it got announced and then it got cancelled the next day. Like
Yeah.
not officially, but like the Sony. I think Sony like announced it, and then everyone was like, "What?" So like unofficially the next day I was like, "Shall we just like never speak of this film ever again?" And they never did.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that the Sony, just any division in Sony, it's just a social experiment to test people's reactions on what they do. Like, so many people
Yeah.
have said all their, like, Spider-Man-esque movies are just trash, but yet they still have Spider-Man because they can make bazillion dollars off fucking Marvel, off Disney
They
doing
make
theirs.
they make so much money, so that they're gonna do it, aren't they? I mean, Venom nearly made $1 billion, which the others didn't, but Venom did. So I feel like that's what they do. They like every single film that comes out, they go, well, it nearly made $1 billion. Venom nearly made $1 billion, like in 2018. So we can do it again, but they never do. We get stuff like Morbius
Morbius, the
and
movie,
Madam
I
Web.
spent £3 to rent just to hear the Batman theme tune. Well worth it.
100%. By the way, if you think we're kidding, we're not.
No, I spent that money, and the Batman theme tune is in it. It
It is there. Like the entire time when he was saying it to me, I was like, nah, it's not really there. No, it is. It is. It is. It is really there. It's the Batman Begins one from like Hans Zimmer. That one. It exists. It's there.
I mean,
Yeah, that's
obviously, they have said it is to pay homage, but why? Like,
the DC character.
yeah, the DC character Batman by Hans Zimmer is recreated for Morbius, a Marvel character what Disney don't even own, so that can't even be like tested as like
It's not even-
breaking the fourth wall or anything.
Yeah, but it's not even Disney, is it? It's Sony that do it.
But yeah, it's Sony what's done it. Like,
So
Out of everybody to
who
do
knows?
it, why Sony? Like, I'd give Disney a pass just because, like,
You know,
with the
they can do what they want.
yeah, and with like
It's
Deadpool and
Disney.
Wolverine, we could easily have just done it to break the
Oh
fourth
yeah,
wall,
100%.
and
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
but Sony just no,
yeah.
they don't have a
Makes
right.
no sense. Makes no sense. Um, shall we get on to Thunderbolts?
Yeah, sure.
Sorry. Shall we get on to Thunderbolts Asterix?
Oh yeah, let me just change that in my notepad now to put the asterisks on.
Um, it looks good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for it. I'm still very torn about why the asterisks, and it's really annoying. But I mean, I'm just gonna
So,
have to live with it until the film comes out.
yeah, I can talk a little bit about the Asterix because I have seen some people talk about why. I saw a YouTube short from New Rock Stars, I think it was, saying why they think the Asterix is there. Apparently, the Asterix is there because it's supposed to say Dark Avengers.
Right.
The problem with that, in my opinion, why not just call it Dark Avengers to begin with?
They'd get way more people into
That,
it.
yeah, more people would just go and see it because the Avengers is a bigger brand. So for me, if it is that, and I don't know if it is, I think I'd be disappointed.
Yeah.
It wouldn't make sense from a marketing strategy if it is just that is the reason. Yeah, but why would you have it there? I don't know. You know what? Well, surely if you were gonna do it and you were gonna do this, you'd have it from day one,
Yeah.
and you wouldn't have a title for Thunderbolts and then change the title to Thunderbolts Asterix in a worse logo. Like you wouldn't do that, but who knows?
Yeah.
Yet again, though, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, if it is that, I would have just preferred them just to say, just call it the Dark. Maybe they didn't want to reveal the Dark Adventures because they didn't want us to assume that like Norman Osborn was going to be in it. Who cares? But we're going to do that anyway because we're going to be like, well, why would you use the Dark Avengers for a Thunderbolts team, which is clearly the Thunderbolts? Like they just are.
Yeah. I mean, my only main issue with Thunderbolts. I mean, as much as I do like the cast and the characters, I just feel like it's been so much wasted potential for the original Thunderbolts. I mean, I had an idea like 10 years ago. Well, not 10 years ago, but years ago about a Thunderbolts team, what it could have been. I mean, you had
Yeah.
Abomination, Yellow Jacket could have come back as MODOK earlier. You had all these ideas of like, you could have all these other super powered people, but
Reverse.
we've just ended with like two assassins,
A lot of
three
Captain
super
Americas.
soldiers, yeah, three Captain Americas, and Ghost. I mean, she's the only one who actually like it deserves to be on a
Yeah. I
team
mean,
against Sentry, in my opinion. But
it is a weird roster. Like you have the Winter Soldier, who's basically Captain America. You have the Red Guardian, who is Captain America. You have U.S. Agent, which is Captain America. You have Black Widow. Then you have Ghost, the most unique one. And then you have Taskmaster, who can just mimic Captain America. Yes, she can mimic other things, but mainly Captain America.
yeah,
She could also mimic Captain America. So, weird team. Weird team.
I mean,
But
I am excited for it, but
I'm excited for it. But this is their fault because they killed so many of their characters.
yep.
So, imagine if they didn't kill, I don't know, somebody.
I could have had Justin Hammer as like an evil Iron Man.
Yeah,
Like,
do that, man.
just like you said, like a reversal of what we've had, like
Mhm.
being the normal Avengers, but just the villains. 'Cause, I
Like,
mean, go on.
you don't have to do the Thunderbolts from the comics. You could just have different ones from. You can make your own. Just make your own. Like Baron Zemo is right there, and you're just not gonna use him.
Yeah.
What? That's strange. Why not use him?
Yeah.
I
It's.
don't know.
I mean, they're cooking something, but I don't know.
We don't know what
We
yet.
don't know what.
We'll wait until it comes out because the trailer actually did look good.
Yeah, I mean the fighting choreography and everything looks on point. So
Yeah, it looks good, and I am very excited for it. They didn't say they said Bob. It wasn't Sentry, but it's 100 billion% Sentry.
yeah,
But they said Bob.
I mean I think they've probably done that too, where they're going to show the contrast between Bob, Sentry,
Hmm.
and then the Void. I don't know if we'll see the Void,
So
but
so here's my theory, and I know we've, um, you know, this is my theory. I think Bob is normal, and I think that Sentry will be the other personality. So I think they'll get rid of the Void character
right,
and replace the Void with Sentry.
yeah, and have the Void as Sentry.
Yeah.
Basically, like
Well,
that way.
no, just have Bob having no powers or not know he has any powers.
Yeah, I mean that could work.
Or have Bob and Sentry, sorry, Bob and the Void exist, but they just have the same powers. That's it.
Yeah, that
Have
could
evil,
be.
like have Superman, but if he was to have split personality, one was good, one was bad. Whatever they do, I'm sure they'll be. I'm sure it's gonna be intriguing, regardless of what they do. They might do the Void. I just don't think they will. I can't imagine they would because it isn't like the Void's supposed to be like unbelievably powerful.
I mean, they both are. I mean, Sentry's only recently just been killed off by Null in the comics, and he's not come back from it, which is very surprising for comics to do.
But like, the
But
only
he is
reason I
very
say that,
powerful.
I mean, the only reason I say why I don't think we'll have Void in there is because Void is like supposed to be more powerful than Sentry, and we have a bunch of heroes that, let's be honest, they can't take on Superman.
No.
Like the most powerful one in that group is Ghost,
Yeah,
probably, maybe.
I'd say
I don't know.
so. I mean, she's the only one with powers, technically.
Yeah, so the others aren't there. Maybe Bucky second. I don't know. Who knows? He is a metal arm.
Yeah, Metal Arm wins all.
Made out of vibranium. I'm assuming it's vibranium anyway.
Yeah, it's still the same one from Wakanda.
Yeah. Interesting song choice as well. Where is my mind?
Yeah,
Plays through it. And it looks like the main character is going to be Yelena Belova, which makes a lot of sense.
yeah,
She's like the main character. Not the main character. She's like she was loved in Black Widow and obviously Hawkeye, so that makes complete sense. This does feel like Black Widow 2, but without Natasha because she's dead. Spoilers.
I'm just realizing the Thunderbolts team and why it does actually make sense. Because they've basically all been through some sort of brainwashing.
Yeah.
Other
Yeah.
than maybe you could make the argument for US Agent and fucking Russia dude.
Red Guardian.
Red Guardian. You can make an
Yeah.
argument against that, but obviously Bucky went through a good part of his life,
Mhm.
brainwashed. Yelena,
Yelena did.
Taskmaster, and Ghost, technically, because obviously she was
Mhm.
under Bill Foster. I want to say Foster
Yep.
a
Yep.
lot.
It was just
And
Foster,
then
wasn't
obviously
it?
you have Sentry, who is fucked up in the brain, evidently. If he's going
Yeah.
to be the Void or Sentry or whatever they're going to do it as.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a. I think that's what they're going to delve into a lot of the. What are you? What do you want to be? Sort of
Yeah.
team.
Like, yeah, it's going to be who are you and you've done bad things, but what are you going to do now? Which, for me, I don't think Bucky should be in this if it is that message, because we've kind of done that with him in Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
We've already done that. So but obviously the reports are that he's not in it a lot. But that was before the reshoots. So we
Yeah.
don't know.
I mean, to be honest, I don't think he's part of a team. I think he's just like in a weird way the antagonist of like, oh,
First half.
like yeah, I'm gonna chase you down and stuff, and we're like, oh, why are you doing this? We are bad guys, I know that. And then he's like, yeah, but you're not properly the bad guys because it's the person above you who was like being a bitch. And then that's when you see
Yeah,
the Avengers Tower, maybe.
maybe,
We see,
maybe,
the
maybe,
confrontation where they're like up in the thing, like, yo, what you doing?
maybe she bought Avengers Tower, and it's now called the Dark Avengers Tower.
That's what the title is.
Yeah,
Thunderbolts, the
maybe
Dark
she
Avengers
goes.
Tower.
This is the Avengers Tower, and someone says, "Oh, it's a bit dark in here, isn't it?" And she goes, "Say that again." Roll credits.
Oh, we love Fantastic.
Yep, absolutely. So, yeah, it looks interesting, and I'm very looking forward to it. It's not my most anticipated film next year. We'll get into that, but well, maybe we will talk about that later on. In a later episode, but yeah, intriguing nonetheless.
Yeah. What
Right,
else?
The Last of Us season 2.
Yeah, for some reason, I spelled The Last of Us as Agatha. Because I put that in the
Agatha?
trailer talk for some fucking reason. But yeah.
That is a good trailer talk.
I mean, what is there to say? It looks
It looks
pretty
good. It looks great. It looks great. I genuinely love this trailer. It looked great. Heartbreaking, but it looked great.
Yeah, I mean, obviously people who've played the games know what happens.
Yeah. What we'll do is we'll not speak any spoilers here on The
Yeah.
Last of Us season 2 because I'm pretty. You've played the game and I have watched a playthrough of the game,
Yeah, I mean,
so I do know what happens.
it's going to be emotional. It's going to be quite
Yeah.
good, and with how they changed the story in Last of Us Part One, with more emotional beats and
Mhm.
more character building for other characters, I feel like this one's just going to be like horrendous technically to watch because of just how it's
Yeah.
just going to tug at your heartstrings constantly.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I mean, The Last of Us Part 2 is it was a very controversial game. It still is, but I did love it as a story. I don't know where it fits in terms of which one I find better, but it does fit. But I think the show has the benefit of hindsight. Like the show has the benefit of knowing where it's gonna go, whereas I feel like the games didn't have that.
Yeah,
Like I feel like The Last of Us Part 2 didn't have the, like, oh, we'll just do this, but we didn't have time to fit it into the first one. Whereas I do actually think season 1 does set up things in season 2.
yeah,
So we'll see. It's hard to really talk about it because like we don't want to get much into it, but it looks really really good, and I'm very excited for it.
yeah. I mean, the only thing I'll say is it's quite a shame that once again it's a HBO show. What is not available to UK users unless you download. I mean,
No,
unless you buy Sky Atlantic. Woohoo!
yeah, and the good thing is I do have Sky,
Yeah,
so I do get to watch it. I was able to watch the season 1 on Sky. So that's how I'll be watching season 2, and that's how I'll be able to watch Penguin as well, because we don't have Max in this country for some reason.
it'd be so much better to just have the HBO Max. Like,
Yeah. Please release it in England, please.
yeah,
Please.
fuck Sky, fuck Now TV. Let's just have something we can watch. All like, I don't want to sift through nothing to go find one thing.
Please HBO, please Max, just please. Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you. Goodbye. So, have you got anything else to say about Last of Us?
No, I mean, I'm just excited for it. I mean, I thought the first season was better than the game, so
Yep.
this one's got potential to be amazing.
Yep.
Uh,
Okay.
Yeah.
So, without further ado, shall we get on to our main topic for today?
Yeah, I feel like the main topic's quite whiplash from what we've talked about, to be brutally honest.
Yeah,
But, I mean,
100%.
we've not been able to review anything really. I mean, what has come out technically, movie wise?
Like nothing. Yeah, nothing has really come out, has it?
I mean,
Okay.
yeah.
So, what were we saying?
No, I was gonna say, I suppose Speak No Evil came out, but we've not really had time
True.
to watch it anyway.
No, we haven't. Okay, so what I have here is I have a tier list open for us. We have S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, and D tier. I am also recording on my screen, so we can put this up for a YouTube video.
Cute.
So, I will go in the order of the images from left to right. There are 23 things on here, I believe, because it includes Black Ops 6. So we can just leave that one out.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose we could rank the beta, but I mean,
I suppose
it's not really fair.
Yeah, it's not really a good one to because I played it on it for a day.
You played it for an hour.
Well, yeah, so yeah, not great. Okay, so Modern Warfare 3, Call of Duty. Did I tell you? Did I say what we were doing?
Yeah. I know of it.
Yeah, I did.
I've got it wrote down anyway.
Yeah, well, we're ranking all of the Call of Duty games. I don't know if I ever said that, but we are.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna start with Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, the old one, not the new one.
The old one.
The old one.
Oof.
So this is just coming off of Modern Warfare 2, which was a banger of a game.
I believe it's coming off of Black Ops 2, I want to say, as well.
Yes, it was. I don't know the exact releases. Did it come out in 2013? 2011. It came out in 2011. So yeah, it would have just been after Black Ops 2. I could have just made that up.
I'm pulling it out now. It was before Black Ops 2, it was after Black Ops 1.
Okay.
Which
Black
was
Ops 1.
Also a great game, but
Yeah. So Modern Warfare 3, where are we ranking it? S, A, B, C, D. I don't think it's a D. I don't think it's one of the worst ones out there.
No, I would definitely put it between it's a fight for B and C for me.
It's
just
pretty average, I think. I think the only good thing about the game was the not the zombies thing. I don't know. I can't remember what it was called, but they had
it was
a
like
round-based
Chaos
game.
Survival or something like that,
Yeah.
where it wasn't. It was round based and stuff, but it wasn't like zombies. You went to the
No.
like little care package things to pick up your weapons and stuff.
Yeah, I enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah, we played that a little bit, didn't we? When you came
Yeah.
to mine or something back
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
day.
Yeah. Back in the day. So I think the multiplayer was fine, but I did like that mod. But I think I'm gonna put it in C.
Yeah, I'll agree. Top of C, I feel like, is the right
Yeah.
answer for that.
Top of C, absolutely. Next one we've got World at War.
World at War.
No, we don't. I wish I could read. I think this is World War. This is. I don't know which one this was. Is this the original? This is Call of Duty 2.
I mean, Call of Duty 2?
It's either Call of Duty or Call of Duty 2. I don't know.
I mean, either way, I feel like Call of Duty and Call of Duty 2 can definitely go in D? That's not the lowest, is it?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
the
that
lowest?
is.
Ooh.
I'm just trying to find the poster. It's Call of Duty 2.
Yeah, I'd definitely put it at top of
D.
I'm saying we're changing it, but I mean, there's nothing in the tier yet, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I do actually think that there is one more Call of Duty that is at least worse than it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I didn't play them when they came out, Call of Duty 1, 2, or 3, but
yeah,
I think they're okay games for the times, but I mean, I'd pick Medal of Honor at that time way more than Call of Duty at that moment in time if I was older at that time. Because, I mean, going back to them and trying to play them is like near impossible. I've tried, and just the controls just don't feel right at all, because that's obviously...
Yeah, it does feel very different from going from the newer games to the older ones.
Yeah, D tier.
Yeah. So Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. I feel like the brand new era, not the brand new era, but the new era after coming out of Call of Duty 3, we got this one, which was a big jump.
Yeah, I mean the multiplayer completely different. Uh,
Yeah.
it was honestly B tier. I'd put it in personally. I mean,
I agree.
I prefer Call of Duty Modern Warfare remastered, not 2019. There's three Modern Warfares.
Hmm.
There's this one, the original, the remastered version, and obviously 2019.
Yeah.
And if it was a remastered version, it'd be an S. But I think, what did I say? B tier for this one.
Yeah, you said B tier.
Yeah, it's
I agree.
well deserved. It created what Call of Duty is today, basically, and it's just a really good Fallout game.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. It completely changed the landscape of the games as well, didn't it? So, um, going forward, they were in a very similar format, and I think it just changed shooting games in general. Really, the pinnacle
Yeah.
at the time. Black Ops 4.
Can we not put it on the list?
The problem with this one was there was no campaign.
No campaign. Yep.
This started. This was the blackout? Is that what it's called?
The
The
start of the
Warzone
battle
thing.
royales. Yep. Not
Yeah,
battle royales in general, but Call of Duty's battle royale.
Yep, it started the Call of Duty Battle Royale. For better or worse, we can argue that in a minute, but the zombies is fine.
Yeah, I mean, I think everything about zombies in Black Ops 4 made me want to give it better, but the mechanics, the UI, everything about the zombies just went against what it could have been. Like,
Mm.
there's just so much potential in the maps and the storyline,
Yeah,
and it
I
just fell
completely
flat
agree.
with the not people wanting to play it. Like,
Yeah,
three
and we went
months.
into
Well,
this. We ultimately went into this horrible where we were just getting further and further into the future when I didn't like it.
yeah, I mean, I don't really mind futuristic Call of Duties, but it were Black Ops 4 was a weird thing where it was like it wasn't real. Like everything what happens in Black
Hmm.
Ops 4 is a simulation, and it's like
Yeah,
like what?
yeah, just underdeveloped, not good. Didn't like it.
Yeah,
Where are you putting it?
the bottom, the bottom of the
D.
bottom. Yeah,
Right, D. So Call of Duty 3.
I mean, I'd put it in front of
Just
Call of Duty 2, but
it was better than Call of Duty 2. I'm just gonna put it in D. I played it. I played it. It was actually my first Call of Duty game that I played. Well, not necessarily. That's not true. Actually, it was one of the first Call of Duty games that I remember playing vividly.
yeah,
I just didn't. It was fine. That was it. It was just fine for the times, I suppose. But compared to the other games on this list, like if Call of Duty 3 had a remaster, I won't really pick it up. So
yeah. I mean, I don't see how I'd be able to at
no,
all.
no, they wouldn't be able
But
to. But
yeah, I
you
agree.
know, nothing much to say on it. Modern Warfare 2, the original one.
The original.
I mean, do we? Yeah, do we really have to agree on this one? I think this is S.
I would have said A, but I
Oh,
mean, I can say S, I guess. I mean, it's a torn between the two. It it's very nostalgic. It was not my first Call of Duty, but it was definitely the first one that I played multiplayer a lot and tried
yeah,
very, very hard at.
yeah. Maybe
And
maybe that's my thing, that the nostalgia of it.
but like looking back, it was such a like broken game. Really, I
In
mean,
fact,
go on.
no, I agree. Oh, I'm gonna put it in A
If I
because
mean things might, I mean the tier list will change eventually. I mean we might end
and
up
and
putting an S depending
look
on what we put in S.
yeah, at the end of the tier list, we'll be like, no, we're idiots. We know nothing. But no, I agree with it. I'll get onto my reasoning as to why I put it in A when we talk about the next game.
Right.
So, the next game, Call of Duty Black Ops. I think that's an S tier.
Yeah, I mean, it's so like obviously I had an argument with your brother-in-law
Yep.
basically because he didn't like Black Ops, did he?
He didn't like Black Ops 2.
Two, so he didn't mind Black Ops. Oh, that's fine, man. But
Yeah.
yeah, S tier is definitely it was obviously while I was trying on Modern Warfare 2, turned over to Black Ops and just unreal everything campaign, zombies,
Yeah.
uh,
This was my
multiplayer.
first. This was my first experience into online multiplayer. This game,
Yeah, and
and
it's a good start.
it was a very good, and I thoroughly loved it. I have very good memories with Call of Duty Black Ops, and so I put my nostalgia above it
Yeah,
for the Modern Warfare. I have more nostalgia for Black Ops than I do Modern Warfare 2.
I mean it had so many good things. Black Ops, like obviously we love playing like gun game and stuff. Well,
Yeah,
we used to because recent gun games have just been horrid, but
yeah.
like they had like a wager system where you could bet like not real money but in-game money what you couldn't
Hmm.
buy, so you had to earn it in game,
Yeah.
and you could bet that on matches, and if you win, you get more, and then that money can be used to unlock like weapons and like customization, and it was like the pinnacle. Like before microtransactions, it worked so well, and it's really annoying, but never carried on doing that after that game because it just was brilliant. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Absolutely agree. I absolutely agree. I have so many fond memories of this game. My first dabble into zombies as well. Yeah, and yeah, loved it, absolutely loved it.
the best zombies DLC maps we've ever gotten, and I know that'll annoy a lot of people, but it just is. It's just the
Yeah,
best. It's just the best. It's just the best game.
it's just the best. So, Call of Duty Black Ops 2.
It's just the best game, but I don't know as well.
I also think this is an S tier. With my nostalgia for Black Ops, I also have quite a bit of nostalgia for Black Ops 2. This is the game where I started to play online with friends more.
Yeah,
So yeah, I have very good fond memories, and I do believe I only ever played 2 campaigns before the newer ones. Sorry, 3 campaigns.
right.
And one of my first campaigns that I played was this. And I'll
Yeah,
tell you the 2 when we get to them. But yeah, this was the first campaign that I played fully. I want to say from start to finish.
yeah. I mean, for Black Ops 2, I feel like the campaign and zombies wasn't the better campaign and
Hmm.
zombies we've had. Yeah, Black Ops 2 Zombies DLC brought out two of the best maps, what people say of all time, Origins
Yeah.
and Mob of the Dead. But I mean, the campaign was pretty cool. You had loadouts for the first time in campaign, pretty like
Mm-hmm.
revolutionary for Call of Duty. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't
At the
happen.
time, yeah.
I mean, it stopped there once
Still
again.
doesn't happen really. It doesn't still doesn't happen, does it?
Yeah, but multiplayer, Jesus, Black Ops 2 multiplayer was unreal. Like, he didn't have the wager from Black Ops, but I just felt like it felt so much better. And Black Ops 2, I believe, is the first time we started seeing a competitive scene as well with MLG. That started with Black Ops 2, so it did pretty much. Black Ops 2 could, like, change once again the whole rest of the Call of Duty because the competitive scene is still going.
Yeah.
So yeah, S tier. I'd
Fair
put it
enough.
behind
Yeah, I
Black
agree.
Ops though.
I agree. Yeah, I would as well. So, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare.
I
Mm.
mean,
I think for me, this was the beginning of the downfall until we got to the newer ones.
yeah, I mean, I completely agree. Uh, I know a lot of people really liked Advanced Warfare and
Hmm.
grinded it out to like, I don't know if it's Master Prestige in that or not, but I don't really
I don't know.
care. I mean, it just hurt to play, in my opinion. Like
Mhm.
it was obviously the first of the exosuit jumping. However, the thrust jumps and everything felt just so sluggish and horrid. And campaign was alright. I believe Kevin Spacey was in the campaign for this one. So, ooh.
He was, yeah.
Um, multiplayer, there's some good maps in it, but once again, if you don't like the movement system, you're not going to like the multiplayer. And then they brought out the zombies like what half a year after the game released because they realised they couldn't keep it with survival mode. I mean, how bad do you have to be to mess up MW3 survival mode? I just don't understand it. D
You
tier.
know, yeah, really, really not happy with the game. Um, so bad. This is it was coming off Ghosts as well that we'll talk about when we get to it. But both of those games came out one after each other after Black Ops 2. So come on, just not
Yeah,
very good. Just not good enough. So next we have Black Ops 3. This is coming out after Advanced Warfare.
yeah, it is. Hard to really put my opinions on this one because I really enjoyed. It was like basically the pinnacle of school for me. It's always like
Hmm.
coming home after school and jumping straight on it and grinding
Yeah.
like dark matter and uh I really enjoyed those moments. However, if I just wasn't good at that multiplayer. It was the futuristic movement. I'd never been able to get behind, like with thrust jumping and stuff. So I feel like Black Ops 3 was probably one of the worst CODs I've played in that sense of I wasn't the best out of every COD I've played. It was probably up there with Advanced Warfare and Infinite Warfare, which we'll talk about later,
Yeah.
where
But
I
I
wasn't
mean,
good. But Zombies was great.
yeah, we recently just played the zombies on it. But the movement I'm not a big fan of. I never were a big fan of it. Still not.
Yeah.
It's difficult to get out, like to get into it, than to go on a different Call of Duty to then come back to it. You're like, oh, this is strange. So the movement is very difficult and different.
Yeah, I mean, once again, it's hard. I mean, I'd probably put it at A tier, but that is very just nostalgia holding. Because I mean, I didn't like the
Yeah, well,
campaign. I liked the zombies and the
yeah.
multiplayer. I liked, but I couldn't play. So,
I didn't like. I didn't like it as much as Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4,
mm,
which is in B tier.
I mean, I could probably agree with putting it on B tier.
So I'll put it in B, just because I liked Call of Duty 4 more. And Infinite Warfare.
Infinite Warfare, underrated.
Hmm.
Uh, I, I mean, I'll put say already put it at B tier. However, I mean the campaign was great. The zombies underrated. I think they're very good. They did something different with like a director's mode. So you did all
Yeah.
the Easter eggs, you unlock director's mode, and then you do all the Easter eggs in director's mode, and you unlock like a secret boss fight, which I found very very good once the DLC came out.
Yeah.
Multiplayer once again, it's just Black Ops 3 updated. It is better. However, I couldn't I couldn't play it really that well.
Hmm.
It is a skill issue, but it just dampens the mood when all your friends are like way better than you. I mean, you know how I feel.
Oh, come on. There's no need for that.
Yeah, you're better now, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Sure. I didn't really play it, so I can't really comment on it. So I just have to take your word for it.
Yeah, put it, what did I say? B.
B. Yeah, I'll put it at B.
Yeah.
Going on to a Call of Duty that I did play, World War Two.
World War Two. Yeah. I mean, I got bored of Call of Duty when this came out.
It was, yeah. They tried to do the thing that everybody wanted them to do. They went back in time because we were complaining about it being too futuristic. So they went back in time to World War Two. They've done that a couple of times. No, no, I don't like it. I think it's fine. I personally would put it in C.
Yeah, I mean, my main gripe is they changed the whole progression system. Like, there was sort of classes in the sense of there was like a certain badge you'd choose, I think. I want to say
Mm-hmm.
this, where you'd be like mainly going towards a flamethrower approach or like napalm strike. And there were another one where you were more recon and stuff. And I mean, Black Ops 6 sort of has that, but
Yeah,
it was the main part of World War Two, which I just did not like.
yeah, bit of a problem. But yeah, I think C. I just didn't enjoy it
Yeah,
that much.
yeah. I mean, Zombie was
Um,
cool, but that's it. Go on.
the original Call of Duty, the first one.
I mean, put it behind 2 and 3. I mean, they're all well-rounded titles, but it's for that
The first,
era. Like
yeah, the
comparing it
first
against the
three.
newer ones is quite vile, to be brutally honest,
Yeah,
because
no,
there's no
yeah, just
there's just no
nothing more we
comparison.
can say to it. Yeah, there's nothing more we can say to it other than that, really. Um, obviously, coming out in 2003, cool, but that's it. That's no, I just have nothing more to say
Yeah,
about it.
yeah. There's just
So Call of Duty Ghosts. That's the next one.
Call of Duty Ghosts
Yeah,
underrated once again.
this is the second game that I played campaign for, and the older generations. I played all the new ones except Modern Warfare 3, the new one. But
Yeah, I mean, it's really annoying my opinion of this game because I've always said it and always got shit for it. But Ghosts was one of the better games, like in between Ghosts and Black Ops 4. I think only Black Ops 3 is the one what I'd like contest it. That's what
mm-hmm.
5 years of Call of Duty games. So we've had five different CODs, and Ghosts and Black Ops 3 are the only ones I'd say like good. Ghosts just
Yeah.
the movement worked. They introduced leaning, which I mean
Mm-hmm.
it is such a non-issue, but whatever. Like I don't care. I think it might have introduced sliding, but I don't know if that would Ghosts
I
or
think
Advanced Warfare.
I remember it being the first game that I played with sliding in it.
Yeah, so it had sliding. They had a nuke, which it didn't end the game, but it changed the maps, and I thought that was pretty cool. Definitely at the time where you had destructible maps,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I thought it was really good multiplayer. You have one or two maps were too big, but it wasn't an issue for me. Like it just were better. The zombies mode were a bit ish because I mean it
Yeah,
wasn't zombies, it was aliens. But
yeah.
hey,
I think the biggest gripe for me with Call of Duty Ghosts is that we got a cliffhanger that will never be resolved.
yeah, I mean you never know. I know they've been talking about wanting to do an Advanced Warfare 2, which I don't think anyone asked for. So a
No.
Ghosts 2 would honestly I'd be very much up for it, or just meld it Call of Duty Ghosts into the newer ones. I don't think
Mm-hmm.
many things from COD Ghosts really stomps on the
No,
current
not really.
law, so I mean it could still be canon. I mean Black Ops 2 is
Yeah.
apparently still canon, so
Who knows? Who knows at this point? I'm gonna say B. What about you?
yeah, I'll agree, B.
Yeah, B. That's fine. Warzone. It's not technically its own thing, but it's on here, so
I
Warzone.
mean it is in that weird sense, but
It is its own thing, I suppose. Yeah.
I really, really, really wish I could have. I mean, Instant 4 S tier, but that's just because of our time on it, not the game.
Yeah. Yeah. I 100% agree with you. Um, the time we had on the game will just be unmatched. It's so good. The memories that we have on it, and we'll get onto a few later on that are the same in the same vein. Just better memories. So many good memories on it that I want to put it higher than it probably deserves. or is probably good at. I would also say original Warzone is better than the new one. So
Yeah, another thing I will add
yeah,
with Warzone is basically, in my opinion, Warzone, when connected with MW 2019, was its best.
hmm
And then
yes,
Cold War came out, it was still good, but it started to drop off. And then that game came out, and then it
hmm
just lost all sort of like
yeah,
inspiration. It just felt bad.
yeah. I actually thought the tie-in with Cold War wasn't bad. Could have been better, but it wasn't terrible. Um,
Yeah,
but
yeah. I don't think
yeah,
the tie-in with Cold War was terrible, and I thought the Dansk like '84 or whatever it was actually quite a cool spin on
yeah.
it. But
The also thing that I will say about Warzone is my best ever memory on it will be the October event, the Halloween event, the Zombies event, the first ever one.
the first one, The Haunting of
The first,
Verdansk.
yeah, was unbelievably good. Right, we spent hours on it, and yeah, we just had the best time on it. Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. I think the older Warzone stuff was better than the new stuff.
Yeah, I'm surprised I put Warzone on there, and I'm presuming there's no Warzone 2.0.
No, there isn't.
That's really annoying because that definitely.
It would change it, wouldn't it? But we have to group it together. So what are you saying? I am actually saying B
Yeah, B.
because I would put Warzone 1.0 maybe S or A, and I'd put Warzone 2 maybe C or D.
Yeah, yeah, basically.
So right, next one. I think this one's going to cause a little bit of controversy. Call of Duty: World at War.
Yeah. I mean, you're riding off the back of Modern Warfare 1,
Uh huh.
and it just, in my opinion, didn't do what I wanted it to do. The multiplayer was like okay, and it did create zombies, and the campaign
Yeah.
was one of the best campaigns, but
Mhm.
it just, I don't know. I feel like as much as I like the dark and grittiness of the reality of war, what he's trying to portray, when you have one weapon what's used in multiplayer, it just doesn't work.
Yeah, I agree. Look, ultimately, I do think the game is slightly overrated. Don't come at me, please. Please, please don't. Um,
I mean, agree. Whenever you see other people's tier lists, sorry for talking about the best Call of Duty, you don't ever hear it in their top. However, if you say
mhm.
it's not the top game, the people will get mad, and it's just odd. Like you don't have a second
Yeah,
thought about it when you think about it. Like it's
yeah,
just weird.
yeah. I agree. It did start off zombies, but I just don't. I just think there are better zombies games.
Yeah, it's that hard situation of like with the original three Call of Duty is like yeah, it's Call of Duty,
Mm,
but I mean now there's so many different games. There's better games.
yeah, but don't get me wrong. I do still think it is a pretty good game.
Yeah,
So
it looks
I
really
am
good as well
happy
for
to
its
put it
time.
in A.
Yeah, to appease the masses, we will do that.
Yeah, we'll put it in A so we don't get shot at. um. Oh no, Vanguard.
Once again, bottom of the list. I
Yeah,
don't want to talk about it much. The beta,
I've just put it in. I've just put it in straight away.
um,
Not good. Not
we'll,
very
yeah,
bad. Very bad.
we'll talk about it a little bit, cause
Yeah.
I want to just lay out the beta. They had the Champions Hill and then they had the multiplayer beta.
Mhm.
I thought it could have very well have been like one of the better Call of Duty games. And
Yeah.
it
It is
came out,
possible.
and I remember we were playing it. Me and you we were playing it, and we were just like, it just feels soulless. Like it doesn't actually feel like it doesn't feel like anybody made it. Like to compare it,
Yeah.
it would have felt like AI made it. Like not,
Yeah. It felt like it had no soul.
and I don't want to put down the game devs because it's not up to it. I don't think it's the developers' fault. I feel like it's Activision not knowing
Yeah.
where to put these devs. Because I mean,
Yeah.
what it was Sledgehammer.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure once again it was made to make it like probably a week before it released,
Probably.
and I mean it's cool, but and the idea and everything could have worked so well, but zombies horrid. You
Horrible.
couldn't pause it originally. They had to patch. They made an update and a DLC, and the season pass. Like obviously we do seasons
Hmm.
now, like battle passes. One of the
Yeah.
updates in the season like roadmap was you can pause now.
Oh my
It's
god.
just unreal. Uh, I played a bit of I didn't finish the campaign, but I thought the campaign was actually all right.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, just the camo grind was horrid as well. It just didn't work.
I didn't. I just didn't like it. I'm not gonna lie. I forgot the Champions Hill was even in it.
Yeah, I
Until you
mean,
just said it.
I don't blame you. And I feel like we did enjoy that when we played the beta
Yeah. Yeah, we did.
because we like gunfight, and that was like the best
Hmm.
of gunfight. Like having loads of different teams fight and then bring them into one like area. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
But
no, it makes sense. It's good. It was a good thing, on theory. But yeah, it just yeah, yeah,
and all the
not very good.
fucking sights for every weapon was shit. I hated them.
Yeah, the sights were pretty bad,
When they
pretty
worked, I
bad.
don't know if you noticed, but there were always like reticles. When you aim down the sight, it like was blurry from where you was looking. Like one motion
Yeah,
blur, but you turned it off. It shouldn't be. You should be clear. I should be able to see the people I'm shooting at. But no.
yeah, I agree. I agree. Bad. I didn't enjoy it at all. Moving on. Cold War.
You see, this is going to annoy a lot of
What a
people,
contrast.
but I honestly S
I
tier
think.
in my
Yeah, I think we
opinion.
both agree. This is S tier for us.
This is the
We
yeah,
love this game.
and this is like the first time you got into zombies, like the
Hmm.
storyline aspect of it.
Yeah, this is the first time that I was introduced to the concept of zombies, and therefore the 6 hour videos of on YouTube still makes no sense. But I am aware of the story and where it was going and what happened. We played all the maps, we played all the Easter eggs. Just had a great time on it.
Yeah,
Just
it was like just before lock. It was the game before lockdown ended. I want to say,
yes,
and it just worked so well. Like everything. I mean, yeah, the graphics and the gunplay is a bit more arcadey in Cold War, but it works so well,
hmm
and it had that Black Ops feel to it, where it was just an overall good game. People do say like the seasons ruin it and stuff like that, but honestly, it didn't. It was a little bit broken, but every Call of Duty has literally been broken since Modern Warfare. I mean, World at War. Like, there's always going to be that brokenness to Call of Duty because if you balance
yeah,
everything, it's just not a fun game.
yeah, and yeah, I enjoyed I enjoyed the multiplayer. I enjoyed the zombies mode. I just the mini games on it as well were excellent. I just gunfight was great. I just enjoyed this game thoroughly.
Yeah,
I believe it is my most played Call of Duty game ever.
yeah, it probably is. Obviously, you can't really tell on PlayStation because it's not accurate, but I'd probably, yeah, it is probably the most played
Yeah,
for us.
yeah, yeah. Um, moving on. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019.
Um, this was when you was just starting to get like into not competitive
Just
multiplayer, but
yeah,
getting
just into
into
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't want to put it at S tier in a weird way.
So here's my thing. The campaign was good. I loved the multiplayer, but that is all it had.
Yeah, I mean, there was special ops, but there weren't. Did it?
You had some sort of co-op thing.
Yeah, but it wasn't great. I mean, we'll talk about Modern Warfare 2 as well later on, but
Yeah.
it fell flat in that sense, as well as,
Hmm.
I mean, it was. I'm trying to think. It's brought a lot of mechanics into Call of Duty what didn't need to be brought in, but is still being
Yeah.
used. For example, mounting.
Hmm.
I hate mounting your weapons. It just. I get why, and we've gone for that more realistic approach to reduce recoil, but that's not what Call of Duty has been and is now, really. And it just seems like a useless invention for nothing.
I get what you mean. I think I do agree with you. Yeah, I guess the argument we could have is that it had Warzone, but because we put Warzone as its own thing, I can't judge it on that. I can't judge it on having Warzone included.
Yeah,
So I think we have to put in A simply for the fact that it just didn't have enough,
yeah, I
in my
agree.
opinion. So Modern Warfare 3, the new one, the last Call of Duty game coming out that came out before Black Ops 6.
So it's really annoying because the first what 2 3 weeks I played that game, including the beta, I really did enjoy it. I
Hmm.
enjoyed seeing the old Modern Warfare 2 maps in like this new graphical like overhaul and everything. I enjoyed the gunplay and how it worked, but like that's it. After 3 weeks, I was done with the game. I did every camo what was possible at that point in time, and
Yeah.
I didn't look back. Like it,
Yep.
I went back to it. What I want to say, like twice or 3 times after that, and I just didn't
Hmm.
enjoy it. Like it wasn't great after that. So I mean,
The best way I could describe Modern Warfare 3 is it feels like DLC, and it wasn't meant to be DLC originally. But it just that's what it feels like. And if it was DLC, I think we'd judge it nicer. But because we paid full price for it, we got half game. We got half a game.
and I know, and I've not played it since, but I know a lot of people have said it's a lot better now, the game, and they've got so much content. But I just don't care enough now
Hmm.
that a
Yeah,
new game's coming out that we've finally got a full game. Like, I don't see the
yeah,
point.
I agree. I agree. It was good. It came off of Modern Warfare 2, which we'll talk about in a minute. But yeah,
It was once again another thing where Sledgehammer had like half a year to make it. They
yeah,
originally was creating it as like DLC or an add-on sort of thing, but it went to it for oh we'll make it a full premium release instead of a premium like update and
and the worst thing for it was they took over someone else's IP.
yep. I mean Sledgehammer's done it before with Modern Warfare 3 and that's still not as good
Hmm.
as Modern Warfare 2. So
No,
having this happen,
so they've done the exact same thing before, but it just the same thing happened. You know, when they created Modern Warfare 3 on the back of Modern Warfare 2, it wasn't as good, and they've done it again.
yep.
I'm not saying it's their fault. I'm just saying
They've not been
they
given
they,
enough time.
they weren't. Yeah,
Like
yeah,
Vanguard, there wasn't given enough time to
yeah,
do anything, and yeah, it's just a shame, really.
yeah. So where are we putting it?
See,
Yeah, I'm gonna put it with the other Modern Warfare 3. C. So Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2,
uh,
the new one, obviously.
yeah, it's quite hard because
Yeah.
my initial thought is like D tier,
Mm.
but that's mainly because it was so frustrating to play.
It
Like
was.
it wasn't the move. I had the movement system down. I had the gameplay down, but there's always it. Believe it. The time to kill was quite
Yeah.
horrendous.
The time to kill was not good. The health system was not good.
The
The
maps
campaign was
were
good. I
yeah.
enjoyed the
The
campaign.
campaign was quite good.
I
Better than
think that's the
MW3 is in my opinion, but obviously
yeah.
you can't say because you've not played it.
No, but I can. It just felt like a good continuation of Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the 2019. I just feel that was it. Genuinely, I feel that was it for Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah,
off an anticipated, Modern Warfare 2019, where they could have improved on it, and it wasn't. The campaign was good, but that is it.
and
That was
like
it.
I can argue that the multiplayer wasn't as good either. Like it wasn't.
No.
It didn't go to that standard. It was a little bit quicker. However, a lot of the time through the game's life cycle, Infinity Ward just refused to change things what the community wanted to. And a lot of the
Yeah.
times it's hard to do it because of a game what's been made for this specific mechanics, but
Yeah.
it it just didn't work for a lot of people. And I mean, I just can remember always getting like 29 kills and then dying because one person sat in a corner with an LMG. Not
Yeah.
like it were annoying.
Yeah. I completely agree. It felt. This was the first Call of Duty in a while as well that we had a game coming out with time, and it just didn't deliver. Just didn't deliver, in my opinion.
Like it seemed good when I first played it, but that's only because we came off Vanguard.
True, yeah. Which it is better than.
Yeah, but it's not the best. I mean, even the
No.
Spec Ops mode is just a drag.
God. Not very good. Not a good mode at all.
Um,
It's like every single Call of Duty that doesn't have a zombies mode are trying to recapture the zombies game mode, but they're just not good at it.
yeah, I mean, Modern Warfare 2 Spec Ops was more trying to capture the old Spec Ops, which is completely different because they had, I think, in Modern Warfare 2, it had like 3 different missions originally. And then everyone was just sat around like, well, we've got 3 stars, we've fully completed it, what do we do now? And they're like, well, nothing. Because we didn't add any more content to it.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point?
Yeah. It's just... It was disappointing.
Yeah.
So, where are we putting it?
I'd say probably C tier, because it did have longevity. Yeah. Like, I did play it till probably, like, a couple of months before MW3 came out, to be fair. But that's about it. I don't rate it that much.
Yeah, that's fair. I agree. I agree with that quite a bit. There's just nothing much to it, really. Yeah. Oh, well, that is it. That is our tier list. I mean, we've got 2 more here. Call of Duty Black Ops 6, but I don't think we can give that a fair...
I mean, we'll talk on it, but what's the other one first before we...
Call of Duty Mobile.
Why do I feel like we've missed one?
I don't think we have.
No. It's just sort of weird because I've got a list of them time order, and obviously it wasn't in time order. It wasn't even in alphabetical order. We'll just, to be honest, COD Mobile, I'd throw it in C tier.
Yep, just throw it in C.
Like,
and then
I've played a bit of it, but it's like, it's just a mobile game. What can you say?
Yeah. Black Ops 6, I can't really comment on it. I played it for an hour.
Yeah, I feel like my opinion is Black Ops 6 is what Cold War did to Black Ops 1, except Black Ops 6 is like basically Black Ops 2. Mm-hmm. It's just great. Like, it feels good. The gunplay feels good. There was one very overpowered weapon. However, in the second week of the beta, it did feel like you could use any weapon and still come out on top. Like, it feels more skill based, and it is better. I mean, I'm very excited to see what they do in the full release and the more maps, because they didn't give us the best pool of maps to play on. But yeah, I mean, I'm quite excited for it.
That's fair. I don't have anything to say because I haven't played it. We'll give it a full review once we've played it and played the campaign and played all the games. So we don't know when that will be, but
I mean, yeah, it comes out 25th of October. So I mean, we could do a quick segment in one podcast after that where we just put it in the tier list.
We give us quick thoughts, and then we then talk about the game fully once we've played it fully.
Yeah.
So that is our tier list.
That is indeed.
I don't know how to save it, but there it is. You should see it on the video, on the YouTube video.
Yeah. Whenever we decide to do YouTube videos. Not a dig, but it is quite hard because we're new to this, so editing and stuff. I mean, you've edited before, but obviously, this is like 2 hours of editing.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. Okay, so that is the end of the tier list. So let's move on.
Recommendations?
So, yes. Okay, so I've only got one thing in there, and it is Agatha, but that is it.
Yeah, we'll start with Agatha because obviously that's how we've been doing it. We'll start with.
Yeah. So we've both seen the first 3 episodes. We will not talk about spoilers at all in this. We will do a full review, I think, once it comes out. But you know, what do you think to the first 3 episodes?
Yeah. I think it is actually really interesting because coming into it, did not care. To be honest, it didn't. I like the supernatural side of Marvel and stuff, but I'm not a big fan of witches in a weird sense. Like, I've just never been like wanting like the coven type singing around a table and casting spells. Like, I always thought it were a little bit cringe. But
yeah.
But they've done it quite well, and I just enjoy it, to be honest. Like, it's up there with it's not the, I can't say it is the best, but it's definitely up there with one of my favourite Marvel shows what has come out in recent times.
Yeah, I absolutely really have really enjoyed these. I said really a lot there.
Really.
Really. But these first 3 episodes I thought were really. There I go again. We're good. I really enjoyed the first 3 episodes of.
I can really tell.
I was pleasantly surprised by how intriguing and interesting it was. I just didn't feel like I was going to be as interested in it as I thought as I was. I was actually going to watch the first 2 episodes and then be like, I might binge it, but no, I'm hooked. I am like hooked into it, and I cannot wait for the next week's episode. Honestly, there are 9 episodes in total, I believe. So when they all come out, we will review them. Not individually, that will take ages, but we'll review it in one of our main topics. But yeah, I really, if you haven't seen the first 3, please just give it a go.
It's not going to be for everyone, but like,
no,
I didn't want to watch it originally, and I wasn't interested, and I've been quite surprised by it. So, I mean, I'd definitely say, even if you're having second thoughts, just give it a try.
Yeah, what I would say is give the first 2 episodes a go, and if you don't want to, if you're not interested, wait until it all comes out and then watch the other 6, because it is good, and I do feel like the first 2 episodes do a really good job at like hooking you into the premise and the plot, and there are some mysteries in there as well which are interesting to say the least, especially if you don't know anything about it. But unfortunately, some of us do.
Yep.
Which is not very great, but it is what it is. I'd recommend it. Yeah, that's why it's in my recommendations.
Yeah. That is the point of that area, the topic.
Certainly.
So I'll go on to games. The only annoying thing about recommending games is you can't add, because you don't play that many.
No, I don't play many games.
But we'll go on. Wukong. I was talking about that on his last one. I think it is actually, now it's out and I've played it. I'm really enjoying the game. It's difficult at points, but those type of games I really enjoy playing because it gives you a sense of achievement, I guess, once you've completed it and like done things. I've not finished the game. I have been very busy, but I have played quite a bit of it, and it's fun. Like, it's like got a classic gameplay feel to it. It is kind of Dark Souls feel, but better. It's pretty good.
That's good. That's good. I was gonna say I might check it out. I probably won't.
No, I mean, I feel like you'll struggle a little bit with it because you're not used to those type of games.
I'm not very good at games.
I mean, you're not bad, but you just
Um,
when you're not used to a certain type of game, you're going to
I know what you
struggle.
mean. I know what you mean. I mean, my games are Outlast Trials.
Yeah, I can't honestly. That probably it will be on the list of best game of the year for us if
Yeah,
we're at the end of
yeah.
the year.
We'll definitely do some like towards the end of the year. We'll do some best films of the year, best games of the year. We'll definitely do that. We'll also, I think, towards Halloween as well, start maybe playing some scary games, which will be hilarious for everybody watching how scared I am. But we can do that later. Well, we
Yeah.
will do that later.
My last recommendation will be Space Marine 2. I've been playing a lot of that when I can, and I'm really enjoying it. I mean, it's like I said earlier, but it does feel like back to basics, classic story gameplay. However, it also has a
Yeah.
multiplayer which feels amazing. I've not been in the PvP area where you're against other
hmm
players, but I've been in the operations mode what they have where you are playing with other players against AI, and it just works really well. The only issue is maybe lack of content, but it's a seasonal game, so it's a live service game, should I say, so it will get updates and it will get better as time goes on, which is crazy because it is already quite good. I mean, Henry Cavill loves it. That's enough recommendation for me to say go play it.
There you
Henry
go.
Cavill plays
There
it.
you go. Henry Cavill likes it, so
Yeah, I mean it's a live service game, and I mean you have to think Suicide Squad was a live service game, except this is done well. It's literally
yeah.
like Suicide Squad if done properly.
That's always uh, that's always good.
Yep, well, that's the end
Have
of.
you? Is that it for recommendations?
Yeah, I have also not got any questions for this Q&A, so you're going to
That's
ask.
good. I have 4.
Yeah,
for
I mean
us.
I think we had 4 last time, but 2 each, didn't
I
we?
think we did. Yeah. So the first one is any upcoming games that you are most excited for. You can take this one.
Black Ops 6. No,
There is
uh,
one I'm looking forward to.
you say yours first, because I've got a few games.
Phasmophobia.
Yeah, I mean,
I am looking forward to that.
it's taken some convincing, but you are looking forward to it.
We'll probably make a YouTube video out of it.
Yeah, we'll definitely do something because I am quite excited for that.
Yeah, so it sounds like a good game, as well as the Jurassic Park Survival. I'm excited for that one.
Is that actually coming out?
I have no idea. And the Quiet Place game.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to that as well.
I am. So it's really annoying because I am looking forward to the Alien VR game they're bringing out, but it is
hmm
PSVR. I don't own a PlayStation VR 2,
Yeah.
and it's really annoying because it's
hmm
stupid expensive, but I'm not spending the money just to play one game.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Does it have to be
Anything
this year
else?
what we're looking forward to, or just any
No,
anticipated game?
no, it just says any upcoming. I would also say Directive 8020
Yeah,
be on there as well.
that's why I mentioned that, because I was about to say the Directive
Right.
820 looks really good.
We'll probably play that as well. Why not?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we will
I
play
mean,
it. It's just
yeah, I
gotta
don't know
be-
why I said why not. We are playing it.
We
It's
we
just-
could always make a
Well,
YouTube video, I suppose.
Yeah, also, it's not what I'm looking forward to, but a game what we
Mhm.
could possibly play in the next few weeks is the casting of Frank Stone, made by
Yep,
Supermassive Games and Dead by
Yeah.
Daylight. That'd be very interesting to see.
It would be. I think I have got that on our list. Maybe.
But yeah,
Yeah, I do. I do have that on our list. I do.
yeah, I don't know what else. There'll be like an obvious game that I'm looking forward to, but I can't think of it right now.
Yeah, we always do it, don't we?
Yeah, but
It
obviously,
always
like
happens.
we've got all the games we've listed. Black Ops 6 is definitely up there with what I'm anticipated for. Silent
Yeah.
Hill 2 remake actually comes out
There you go.
8th of October.
Mhm.
Obviously, I'd love to play it and post it. I might just post it anyway. It's just getting. I'd like for us both to be in the video, even though like I don't know the logistics on making that work on PlayStation.
No idea.
Whether you,
I
in
don't
fact, I
know.
suppose I could record party chat and just record it through there, but I don't know
Yeah.
how it'd work with share screen and recording videos and stuff like that. I don't know, but we'll figure it out maybe and have that as a little Halloween tidbit to put in for us.
Uh, we'll see.
You're not playing it. I'm the one playing it. I have to go through it.
Oh, but you. Yeah. So I just commentate behind the pillar.
Yeah, I mean that's what you're going to be doing on Phasmophobia.
Yeah, but I'll be playing it as well, so it'd be even worse.
It'd be even worse.
Also Planet Coaster 2, and Skyline Cities 2. I'm excited for.
Yeah, yeah. Skyline City is what I'm most excited for because Planet Coaster, I can't play it. I don't know why. I always struggle with it. Like the verticality of like putting your roller coaster track up. I
Yeah, I know what
always
you
struggle
mean.
with it. But
I know what you mean.
yeah, I am excited for the simulation
Yeah.
games.
So the next question I've got is there any films or TV shows that you think should get a reboot or a continuation?
Secret Invasion needs a reboot. A continuation. Well, I would have said
Continuation.
a year ago. I would have said Daredevil.
I think everyone
Even though we knew Daredevil was happening, we wasn't sure
Yeah.
it was going to be a continuation, which it is now.
Yeah.
It wasn't then,
It wasn't, and then it is now.
but yeah.
I don't know. Uh, I mean anything can get a reboot now. I mean, Harry Potter's getting a reboot. Why? I don't know.
Yeah, we might have a
What a stupid thing.
a friend actor in that movie.
We might. We certainly. We might.
Not the
knows?
children. Not the children. Not the children.
No.
Just to make that clear, we don't think like that. We're not millionaires apparently, because that's as soon as somebody becomes a millionaire, that's what they think about. No. To be fair, continuation movie wise, for me, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, very good, like 70s horror movie. I said it like as my guilty pleasure last podcast.
Yeah.
I'm saying it again, except it's not guilty anymore. I will admit it, and
You are out there.
a continuation would be amazing. We brought out a game for it, but I mean it's Dead by Daylight-esque of like 4v2 maybe or whatever. I'm bored of it. Bring us a good horror game out. We've had what? Dead by Daylight, Friday the 13th. I'm going off topic, don't care. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and now Killer Clowns from Outer Space. We don't need like 4v2 or 4v3 or whatever it is. Like, just give us a horror game based on these franchises.
Yep.
There we go. Rant
I
over.
agree. I do agree. Reboot or continuation? I don't really know. I guess, like you said, I think Daredevil was like up there. You know what? Actually, a continuation. I think Iron Fist, and just because of how season 2 ended, I just want to see that like that, but new.
Yeah,
Better.
it's that weird thing of the limbo of the franchises, the Netflix shows before the cancellation announcement, because
Yeah.
Punisher, Jessica Jones season 3, and Daredevil did kind of get left quite well. Like
Yeah,
I
they
wouldn't
kinda
as
ended,
much as I
didn't they?
wanted to see Charlie Cox as Matt Murdock again and John Bernthal as Punisher, I was kind of happy to be like, that's ended at least. I don't have
Yeah.
to do much with it. But Iron Fist and Luke Cage being the two weakest shows, I mean, they are. It's not a controversial opinion. I don't know why I'm skirting around the opinion.
No.
Literally, a lot of people agree. But I don't know if you remember. I know you didn't watch much of Luke Cage season 2, or
I didn't watch
and
any of it.
you must have watched Iron Fist season 2 because
I did.
You know about the ending. But every time Luke Cage and Iron Fist was together in their respective shows, it was the best time for them two to be like That was the best time of their shows.
Yeah, I want to see more. I'd love to have seen more of them two together.
I'd like maybe a Heroes for Hire series, like of what they've turned into. Like they have to do this to survive and stuff. It'd just be cool. Obviously, the way Iron Fist ended was a bit weirder than that, but I mean, we're going into more of the mystical side with the Shang-Chi
Yeah,
pronunciation. I do apologise. I'm not great at that, but uh, yeah, I'd be very interested to see the mythology expanded and Iron Fist more.
I agree. Yeah, again, I agree. Other than that, I don't really know. I think, yeah, don't have anything more.
Continuation of Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh yes, the continuation of Morbius.
Yeah, I agree. I want it rebooted as well and continued 50 million times.
I want everybody in the Morbius film to be played by Jared Leto.
I want a reboot of Morbius, but every time they reboot it, they just make the Batman theme louder and louder. They don't change anything else.
And they also add another Jared Leto.
Yeah. He's actually Vulture at the end. That's why he doesn't sound anything like Michael Keaton. Sorry, yeah. Michael Keaton Douglas. I'm bringing it back.
The next question is: how do you feel? How do you think the Marvel Cinematic Universe has changed the landscape of superhero films?
I don't. It's weird because, to be honest, I don't think it's changed too much.
I think post-credit scenes are a big one.
I mean, Kingsman had a post-credit scene.
I know. I feel more that they made them special.
Yeah, they don't feel. I mean, what? I mean, Pirates of the Caribbean had them first, but
They did.
Yeah, Marvel did definitely increase them in popularity, and then it doesn't feel special anymore.
Because of Marvel, we now have to Google every single film, whether it has one.
Yeah.
Just because that's Marvel, that is their fault. I also think, I think they've changed them, in different ways. I think the new DC, like the DC Studios stuff that's going to come out, is going to be more Marvel-esque. Because the DCEU was really trying to stay away from that, I think. Whereas I do feel like this is going to be more, we're going to stick to a rigid formula, we're going to stick to a structure, and we're going to do what they did.
Yeah,
instead of making one film, making a Justice League prequel, making a Justice League film, then fire the guy, and then making a rubbish one, and then deciding to make the 4-hour version of that after 3 films had already come out post that.
Yeah, and I mean, I've never really been a big fan of a DCU, but like halfway through of them making it, I feel like after, what was the second one? Was it Batman vs Superman?
Batman vs Superman.
I feel like after that they were like, damn, now we need to catch up with MCU. But they didn't need to. Like literally half the way through their world building, I guess, they were just like, we'll throw in the team up movie, and it's like, yeah, okay, and then it feels like not one person in the Justice League has chemistry with each other.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, yeah. But getting on to the DC, my next question is: how do you compare the portrayal of characters in the DCEU to those in the comics? They're just not the same characters.
No, I mean, it's like Sony. I mean, Craven is now Catman from DC. They like taking from DC, Sony, but...
Yeah, weird.
Yeah,
But yeah, like, Batman is not Batman, Superman is not Superman. Yeah, they're just not the same.
I mean, it's like with Batman, it's like a very particular version of Batman from the comics, but it's like irrelevant.
Yeah,
it's irrelevant.
It's one particular Batman that was in 2 stories, but one of the stories... is garbage.
Yeah.
Like the Dark Knight Returns Part 2, or whatever it's called, the second one, is garbage. Or the Dark Knight Returns Again, or whatever it's called. It's not good.
Yeah, I mean, what is it to say other than that? It's just terrible.
You've chosen the wrong. Like, you chose a Batman to base off The Dark Knight Returns, which is a good story. But then why? Why do that?
And the
But,
thing is, I was about
whatever.
to say, like, it's fair enough, like, you don't want to go and retell his origin story and you want an older Batman. However, they retell his origin story in Batman vs Superman, like, twice.
Yep.
Like, we don't want to see it again. Oh, we'll show it twice in one movie. What's supposed to also be about Superman.
Yeah, that is yeah, strange. Yeah. I mean, and then you've got Black Adam. That for some reason doesn't, The Rock, when he was, I'm Black Adam. Oh, the hierarchy of the DC universe is going to change. Well, it didn't, because you lasted one film, mate. But well, he was right. The hierarchy did change. James Gunn came on board and scrapped everything.
It's quite ironic how true that actually.
He was right. But him being like, oh, I'm too good to fight Shazam. I want to fight Superman. What? Stay in your lane, bro.
Yeah, and what's really funny about it is Shazam post-credit scenes. He joins the Justice Society, doesn't he?
Yeah.
That's happening.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So towards the end, they just didn't care. that's the best thing I could say about it.
I mean, isn't even Blue Beetle not even in the new DC universe?
I don't know. James Gunn has said that he is, but the film isn't canon. Maybe.
Probably. I mean, I respect him and I really wish him the best, but a lot of the early decisions have already been like, what?
Yeah, I mean, they're not recasting Amanda Waller and they're not recasting. They're doing Peacemaker Season 2, but he says that Peacemaker Season 1 isn't canon, but Peacemaker Season 2 will be canon. Yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, sure. I mean, definitely.
Yeah. And that is it. I don't have any more questions. That was my final question.
Yeah, I'd think of questions, but we'll probably just use them later on, so there's no point.
Yeah.
There's no
I
point in
agree.
getting rid of them so quickly.
Absolutely. I mean, we said we wanted this episode to be less than 1 hour 45. It's 2 hours.
We've managed to increase the time.
Yeah. We hope we don't be doing 2 hour podcasts every single week, because that's a lot of editing. But yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that is it for this week. We'll be back next Monday to talk about the next thing we talk about. I don't know what that will be, but we'll have more stuff for you.
Yeah, I suppose we can plug his Twitter account we've made now.
Yep, do you want to do that?
Yeah, so you can follow us on our main thing where we'll obviously advertise the podcast going out. We didn't do it originally because we made a Twitter account after we published the podcast. Really smart of us because we're really good.
Yep.
And this is definitely not the most underprepared podcast known to man.
No way.
Definitely not. I mean, there's definitely not going to be a random cut in the middle of this where, like, somehow I might disappear. We don't know. That definitely doesn't happen. But yeah, our art covers the group. I mean, the podcast Twitter basically is at @duckandrun_. Duckandrun has got capital letters at the beginning.
Give us a follow, please.
Yeah, please.
Ask us questions.
Yeah, questions is the main thing. Please.
Yeah, please.
Put the questions there. Obviously, once we do YouTube, we have got a YouTube account, but I mean, you'll not find
There's
it.
nothing on there.
You'll not find it because
there.
YouTube has like a thing where you need to publish like 3 or 4 videos before you can actually be found, which makes so much sense.
It does, doesn't it? So yeah, but we will plug that eventually, and we'll also plug our Instagram and TikTok. Probably be at the same name, Duck and Run. You'll find us on there when we do eventually make one.
Yeah, if you want to follow us separately, my art is H123Judder, no capitals. Do you want to plug your art?
Yep, and mine is at Noel Molly X02 with Noel and Molly X being in first letters being capital letters.
And the N before your name is a capital as well.
Yeah, the N is also in a capital. Yeah, and that is, this week. See you again next week.
Yeah, hopefully shorter.
Let's hope. Thank you for sticking by. Thank you for listening. Have a good week,
Yeah.
and we'll see you next week.
See ya.